Hi, my name is Chelsea Meegan, and I am the executive chef at Masonicare at Chester Village. And today I will be making a harvest cake. The harvest cake that I make is basically a simple carrot cake recipe, and I've incorporated zucchini and beets into it as well, so you have all of these seasonal ingredients to make a perfect cake for Thanksgiving or any holiday. So I'm gonna start with the wet ingredients first. I'm going to add sugar, and then I'm doing egg and oil. We want to mix all the wet ingredients first so they get properly incorporated, and then we will sift all of the dry together. So once the sugar is all blended with the oil and the egg, it's going to be like a creamy yellow color. We're going to sift all of the dry ingredients together and then add them to the mix. It's important to sift because if you have any lumps, the cake won't rise properly, and it won't be as delicious as you want it to be. So that's the flour. And then we have salt and baking soda and cinnamon. The cinnamon is what gives it its nice sort of harvest spice cake flavor. Really good in a cake. So now I'm going to add this slowly at a low speed because you don't want the flour going everywhere. So once it's all in, you can bring it to about a medium speed. And then you just want to scrape down the sides and make sure that all of the flour and all of the cinnamon and the ingredients are off the sides and well mixed. Okay, and then we're going to add the pineapple. The pineapple is my favorite part of this recipe because it makes sure the cake is extra moist. Nobody likes a dry cake, and I feel like the pineapple just helps prevent that from happening. I'm going to keep it at a low speed and add the beets and the zucchini and the carrot. you'll see that the batter becomes really colorful. The beets make it almost a purple color, and it's just fun. And then I'm going to add coconut. And then walnuts. I'm gonna scrape down the sides again to get one final mix. So this recipe makes two 9-inch cake pans so that you can do sort of a 2-layer cake with the frosting in the middle. And I'm just gonna grab some spray and then pour the batter into the pans. Any non-stick cooking spray would do. You could also coat a paper towel with oil or Crisco or whatever you have. This cake recipe is great because you can do it at home. You know, just get the ingredients in the pans and you're good to go. So I divide it, you know, between two pans so that the layers become even. You definitely want the same size pan to do a layer cake. Okay. And then I'm just gonna throw this in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. You can check it with a toothpick when it comes out and make sure it's ready to go. So my next step while those are baking is going to be the cream cheese frosting to top the cake with. For the frosting for the cake, I'm doing a basic cream cheese frosting recipe. So you want your cream cheese and your butter room temperature. If it's not room temperature, the frosting can get sort of clumpy, so when you go to frost, you'll have all these little butter or cream cheese lumps, which you don't want. So this is all room temperature. And I'm just gonna blend the cream cheese and the butter first, and then add some vanilla and powdered sugar. And that's it. You want to keep scraping down the sides so that all the butter and all the cream cheese is blended in one. And then you just whip this until it's a nice whipped texture. vanilla. And now the sugar, the most important part. You want to make sure the speed is low, otherwise the sugar will go everywhere. And very slowly. I'm gonna add a little milk because sometimes the sugar will make it really thick and you don't want it too thick because you want to be able to spread it on the cake. So I just go little by little until it's the texture that I want. I'm gonna scrape down the sides one more time. And it looks like we are good to go. When you take your cake out of the oven, make sure it's completely cooled before you frost. I usually put it on like a cooling rack so that the cake can cool and you can be ready to frost. So this is the final look of the harvest cake. It has the 2 layers and then the cream cheese frosting in the middle. I garnished it with walnuts and candied carrot. You could garnish it with anything you'd like for presentation. And I'll cut into it. So there we have our harvest cake with cream cheese frosting, perfect for Thanksgiving or any holiday dessert you want to make for yourself or for your family. It's a fan favorite at Chester Village.